our first ever horror film in WarnerCember is for Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, but it's a different one called Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on the first movie, you can check it out in my Halloween 2023 reviews with the original classic. But I enjoyed that film. I thought it was a very intense, haunting, scary and fun horror film that works thanks to Freddy Krueger and the main cast. And so in this film, basically it takes supposed to take place in the real world where Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy, the hero of the first movie, uh, has fear for her life, thinking that Freddy might come back, but this time in the real world. And his son is really having fears and having nightmares and having horrible things happening to him, like almost being fall down at the park or walking out down the road, and or like vomiting like black goo and having almost a seizure. This movie is extremely haunting. Like it really is that haunting. Even without Freddy Krueger in the movie, even in scenes not Freddy Krueger in it, is a pretty haunting movie. And that's what love about this movie. I just gave my thoughts on it quickly. But I thought this film was a clever and interesting idea for it to continue the Freddy Krueger saga, if that makes sense. Where essentially Freddy Krueger kills people in the real world. Though not a lot of people. He only kills four people. He kills like the husband and then two guys who were kind of foreshadowed to be killed at the opening dream or nightmare, and Julie, the babysitter, which was the best kill out of all of them because it kind of pays homage to Tina's death, but also tries to also be intense and scary as it could be. And it was a very intense and scary kill. It really was. I was kind of hoping what Freddy Krueger would kill Wes Craven and Robert Englund, especially Robert Englund. I thought that would be kind of funny. But no, he does not kill them. They do show up in the movie for a few scenes there, and they're good. The most prominent Nightmare on Elm Street cast member outside of Heather is the guy who played Nancy's dad, who was also in Enter the Dragon. Um, but of course, the most focus of the movie is Heather and her having facing fears about Freddy, and you really feel bad for her, especially. And I thought she did a great job portraying herself. At I thought that was very good, and the actor who plays his son did a great job as well. But we cannot review. I cannot review this movie without talking about Freddy Krueger in this. He is clearly portrayed differently and designed differently from the original film and Freddy vs. Jason. His design is drastically different. His face skin is extremely different. Has more of a metallic look to it, and his arm claw is absolutely different. And he wears a long black jacket, and his red green striped shirt is also a bit different. I heard that this was the Wes Craven's original intention for Freddy's design, but was rejected by the studio. So seeing that in full glory in Wes Craven's New Nightmare is a genius and amazing idea. And of course, you still have the amazing practical effects on him. And of course, the iconic performance of Robert Englund is memorable. And I think this Freddy Krueger is amazing. I really loved Robert Englund's portrayal in this movie. And I honestly think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is a very clever and unique horror movie. It does try to be a little bit different, and it tries to be unique, and that's what I love about it. And this is probably one of the best horror movies I've seen. Probably my top five. I don't watch a lot of horror movies in terms of slasher genre, but I do few times with Scream, which also I thought that I joke. This is obviously a joke, but there was kind of a scene in the movie where it kind of gave me Scream vibes, where Heather has a call with a haunting voice. That really gave me a lot of Scream vibes and it. But overall, Wes Craven's New Nightmare is is a fantastic horror movie. And try to guess what tomorrow's movie is going to be for WarnerCember, because it's kind of like this, but with a different character. Oh, and did I forgot to mention the big climax? That was a very epic climax. The big action sequence, the big fight where Heather must defeat Freddy was a very epic climax and a perfect way to end the movie, especially when there was like the script that she was reading uh throughout the scene before she confronts Freddy, and then when Freddy was trying to kill the son, but Heather saves him and destroys Freddy, that was a very crazy climax. I love that climax.